Hello, my name is Kelly. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a non-spoilery review for Once Upon a Wardrobe by Patty Callahan. It is a historical fiction novel and it deals with a historical figure called C.S. Lewis. I know he is very popular for his Narnia books. So I'm going to be talking a little bit about my impressions of the book and what I thought about it. I really did enjoy it quite a bit. I was hesitant at first to read it because for some reason I had seen it advertised on Facebook, and for some reason I assumed from the tagline and from the picture that it was going to be a fantasy book. And the tagline was saying, okay, this is what happened before Narnia, and I was like, well, hello, we already had that in The Magician's Nephew. And so this book is not a fantasy. It is not trying to explain what happened before Narnia. It is actually just telling us a story about characters that are set in C.S. Lewis's real historical timeline, but it is a totally fictional story. The protagonist is a young college student who has a wonderful family at home, and she has a younger brother who is not doing well physically, and he is obsessed with Narnia. And the timeline of this book, there are some of the Narnia books have been written, and there are still some that fans of Narnia are eagerly anticipating. And he has just read the Narnia book for the first time, and he wants his sister to get the story of where C.S. Lewis came up with all his ideas for the amazing things that happen in Narnia. So my favorite thing about the story was, in general, I just love C.S. Lewis. And I think the author did a pretty fantastic job of being true to who C.S. Lewis was as a fiction writer, as a professor, as someone who wrote a lot about Christian apologetics. I think she did a fantastic job of being true to him. I also think that it was just a very good story where it dealt with themes of how you deal with family members not doing well physically and emotionally, and how you handle that. The protagonist is a very black and white character, and she doesn't have a big imagination, and her relationship with C.S. Lewis, getting his backstory, really helps her to open her mind and see the world in a new way. So I really enjoyed it. The only thing that might be a slight negative, and I didn't really feel like it was too syrupy sweet, but it very much is one of those stories where most of the characters are good and kind and wonderful. We don't have a lot of characters or any characters trying to mess things up. Most of the characters in the story are true and good and lovely in a lot of ways, but they do have, most of them, I believe, have some fatal flaws, which characters need to have fatal flaws to become interesting. So I think that it borders on almost becoming a little too schmaltzy at times, but it doesn't really cross that line because we do have some fatal flaws within the characters that we can see. So I would say that unless you don't like anything that's too uplifting and heartening, you'll be fine, I think, with the little bit of schmaltz factor that is in this book. The only content warning that I would give would be if you have a child in your life who is not doing well right now, especially in the realm of heart defects, which is really close to my heart, and I know a lot of people's hearts that I know have children with heart defects, then you might want to wait to read this book until a time where your child is doing well and you're not really concerned about them, because this might be triggering for some people who have children in their life that are going through illnesses right now. That's my only content warning. Other than that, this book is definitely not going to have a lot of triggers for most people. But I just really think it's one that most people would love and enjoy. It's uplifting, it's joyful, and if you're a fan of C.S. Lewis, I think you'll really enjoy this book. So thanks for coming and seeing me today on my channel. If you like this video, please feel free to subscribe to my channel, like it, and I will leave my social media information in the description of the video. Thank you so much and have a great day. Continue to read a lot.